Hello and welcome back to Timberborn. In our last episode, we built out a little bit more for food. I think we may have barely had or didn't have any carrots. We also added potatoes. We're going to grill those potatoes here. And we have a bit more storage here. We're storing up berries and carrots and planks, I think. Yep. And the final thing was grilled potatoes. That makes sense. Someone in the comments, let's see, it was Verna, suggested that maybe I want to have a storage for raw potatoes. And I was thinking about that both before the recording the last episode and since her comment. And well, they'll store some amount of each raw item in here, 50 potatoes. And they'll store 30 in here. That's 80 raw potatoes. Do I really need 200 more? Because these storages, they don't work very well in terms of filtering and stuff. You can filter it to say you can have one or more items. But in terms of how much of each storage is each item, that's totally up to randomness. So for me, I'm going to build a storage for every single item. Because I don't have a way of limiting otherwise. And do I really need... it was 50 and 30. Do I really need 280 potatoes, or is 80 enough? And I'm going to say that 80 is enough. At least I'm going to hope that 80 is enough. So we also started our first bit of water here, water wheels here, although it's not working very well because the water is actually being thrown off. The water flow is actually being thrown off a little bit by the dams here a little bit. So there is a spot here where you can see where the water flows really well, and we're going to actually put another wheel down here at some point here. But yeah, so we need a little bit more food here, and I think what we're going to do is we have chestnuts. We can grab those. We know that we can grill those here at the grill. One chestnut makes two grilled chestnuts, so we should do that. And then the third thing there is one of the aquatic plants. I think the spatterdock. So we should look at planting that as well. And we don't know what the other one here is used for, cattails, yet. But maybe we could have a look around and see where they're used. I need to switch my screens here a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so, oh, and then also, another commenter, Jenny, told me that sunflower seeds are a direct food item. So I think we should just go ahead and plant some of those as well. And those are here. They don't require. They're like the carrots. They don't require cooking. They just grow them and eat them. So we'll put those in as well, and we'll just let them come and plant them all. They're gonna spend their time planting those first, but that's okay. So we're gonna do that. That way we have a little bit more variety, which means we're also gonna need a little bit of storage for those as well. So let's go ahead and put down storage for here for the sunflower seeds. Allowed none. Sunflower seeds. There we are. And then I suspect that well-being healer. Dandelions. Also, I think it was Jenny who told me that dandelions are used for medicine. So we're gonna want to, take care of those there. But I don't know where the other plant is used. Where else we use? Oh, I know where else we use food. So here it is. Wheat and the other plant, the cattails, both turn into different kinds of flour. And then those can be taken in here to the bakery, where the flour can be used alone to make bread. Well, alone with some wood for fuel, of course. And the flour can also be used with the maple syrup from the maple trees to I wonder who collects the maple syrup to get the maple something cakes that we saw here, maple pastries. We also have, let's see, sunflower seeds, yes. Bread, we know about. Grilled chestnuts, cattail crackers. Okay, so that's the other thing here in the bakery, is cattail crackers there with cattail flour. So we could make those as well as if we start growing some cattail. And then the grilled spatterdock and the maple pastries. Okay. We also should work on a rooftop terrace as well, just so we can have some variety of peopleage here. I do want to put down another. We have 2 unemployed beavers. We should give them another job to do. Let's see. Maybe the next job should be gathering chestnuts. Maybe? Maybe. Let's go here. Gather a flag. Let's put it here along the road someplace, I think. That should work. And then we want this to prioritize blueberry, chestnuts, and dandelions. Yes, yeah, so I don't know who gathers the maple syrup from the maple trees. Gathered by a tapper shack. Well, there we know. Okay, so eventually we may want to plant some other maple trees elsewhere or stop harvesting these for wood to make them be maple instead, but we can decide on that later. And then these are chestnuts, and they are not going to be edible right off the bat, so we need another grill for those as well. So let's go ahead and put up another grill. We could put that out here, but I think I'll put it back here. Let's put it there. And then focus this on, well, grilled chestnuts, and then we're going to need another storage for the grilled chestnuts. And I know I'm just kind of going willy-nilly here with the storages, but it's kind of also fine. It doesn't make that much of a difference, I don't think. Grilled chestnuts, there we go. Do I want to keep going across here, or do I want to use this fertile land for something else? That's a good question. One idea could be to move the actual town center up here, and actually have put the or not move the whole town center necessarily, but you can, but also then put the housing and the storage up here and have more of their work based around here. The problem with that is that they're more of their living kind of thing based around here, but then they got to come down here all the way down here to work. So I don't know that that's a great idea. So there's no real guidance or governance on how they harvest anything. You can prioritize a certain thing over another, but they'll always do the nearest with that priority in mind. So as you can see, the carrots are coming up, which means that they're going to gather the carrots that are close here before they come out here and gather the potatoes, which means that this potato grill is waiting. And maybe that's actually, you know what, let's prioritize potatoes, because, at least for now, because potatoes harvest in six days, and they will give us 1 food each, or 4 food each. So that's 4 food per tile, whereas the carrots harvest in 4 days, 4 food per tile every 6 days. So that's 1.5 food per tile. No, 2/3 of a food per tile per day, on average. The carrots are 3 food every 4 days, so that's 3/4 of a food per tile per day. So actually the carrots are better, more dense, but they probably like eating the grilled potatoes better. Oh yes, they do. They get 1 point for the carrots. They get 2 points for the potatoes. So it's got to count for something in terms of their happiness, obviously, and maybe some other things as well. Trees are getting fairly sparse here. We also had another adult grow up. Let's put up another house, because we're going to want to do a little bit more housing here. Then we should also start thinking about second floor stuff, and where we might want to put the second floor in at. Do have 2 people still, so maybe I could put in another lumberjack flag down here, or should I just put it over here? Let's just put it over here. Let's go ahead and mark these trees. I didn't really need to do that much. There we go. And maybe we should also tear out some of these trees and actually expand this one too. Let's do that, or these bushes rather, because we got full berries. We've got ridiculous amounts of berries. So let's uproot these bushes here in this circle or the square here, and just let them come and get those. And meanwhile, we can plant more pines here, like that. And that'll give the forester over here something else to do, which will be good. So by prioritizing the potatoes, you know what? I don't know. Maybe we just need to do a second farm. And have that second farm have like maybe even 3 farms, 1 for each item. And have those 3 farms be prioritizing one item each, and then maybe put one worker in each, and then whenever they run out of something of their own to do, whether because the storage is full or there's nothing to harvest, then they can go and collect the other one. Maybe that's the better way to do this. We also have 287 science points, so we should probably figure out something else to spend those on. We don't need the taller platforms yet. Metal platforms are just so you stop using wood for platforms, I guess. I don't know. Suspension bridges, we don't need those either. Those are just kind of more decorative than anything else, because we can just use the regular platforms to make a bridge. Like, that's no big deal. And maybe I should actually make a bridge across here before we get too far ahead of ourselves. And then take this one out. Take the stairs out here and move it. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do one of these right here. Then we can put the stairs back in right there. Because I do want them to go down to the water, because I do want to test out that aquatic farmhouse at some point here. And maybe that's the thing we should unlock for 150 points. Maybe. So don't really need any of these here. We could use the levees, which block water completely. They're just a solid block. We could use those to help force the water to pass by the wheel, as I think it was Chad mentioned in yesterday's chat. Floodgates are an adjustable dam. There's 3 heights of those. And you can also kind of simulate those statically with levees and then dams on top. Explosives factory, dynamite, dirt excavator, needs golems. Dirt pile is golem, or it needs to be on the ground. Terraforming station is golems. And then this needs to be on the ground as well. So none of that we can really get to yet, except for maybe the levees or the floodgates, but who cares? We don't really need them yet. The larger warehouses need a lot of points, and they're probably not worth it either, because we don't need more than 200 of something, at least not right now. Builder's hut could be useful. Someone mentioned that you can use it to, I think it was Chad also, you can use it to extend, we hit level 9 here, or well-being score 9. You can use it to expand this area of your town. Gives you more green area, so maybe we just put a builder set up here, and that expands this as well as gives us more green range. We can decide on that later. And then the distribution posts and drop-off points are used for transporting goods between settlements, between districts, which we will do at some point, which I did in the both series that I did before. The larger lodges, we think we talked about those the last time. And really, we'll get those when we get those, I guess. Let's see. Water, the dump would be used for irrigation. We made it to 10 points now. And large water tanks would be something we should unlock at some point, I suppose. Yeah, I suppose. Irrigation tower probably will use at some point as well. Stream gauge and mechanical water pump. Okay. Let's see. Aquatic farmhouse. We'll get to the grist mill and the bakery at some point. Gear workshop we should do sometime soon, because we're going to need gears to expand into higher technologies. There's the tapper shack, by the way. I have to remember where that is. Wood workshop. Strengthens planks by infusing them with resin from the pine trees. The tapper must harvest the pine trees then too? Yeah, gathers pine resin. Okay. Okay. There must be a special infused plank there, or strengthened planks or something. Metal we'll want to get to eventually as well. Power will, a small windmill wouldn't hurt. Let's do a small windmill. Yeah. And these can be plugged in to a building, or however you want to do it. But they can't be right up close, so you have to actually use the power shafts for these. Let's go like this, maybe. Actually, it doesn't matter. Let's go there, and then we'll use a straight drive power shaft, I think. That should be fine. To connect that into that building. And it makes just one power network still. Let's also look at the goals here. They could use some more thirst being dealt with. Why do we lose a worker here? Let's prioritize that. We get a worker back in here. We'll have the thirst dealt with. Any buildings connected with any sort of power provider will automatically link all that power together and make like a network. So chaining buildings together is kind of a really good idea. Like if I wanted to build, for example, another lumber mill here, and I put it up next to this one, you can see that they connect together, and it says shares power with adjacent buildings. So any buildings that are connected together via power drive shafts or directly connected, or they are power transfer type buildings, they will all of those will form one big power network. Let's see, this observatory. Oh, I see. 0.75 hours yields 10 science, as opposed to 1 hour yielding 1 science. Okay, so that's better, but we can't. It's 1,000 points, so it's going to be a while. Eventually, refinery. Oh, I see. We just turn carrots, potatoes, spatterduck, and maple syrup into, well, the first 3 into biofuel, I guess, and the 4th one into, that looks like a battery. Huh. And we need those for golem parts. We're also going to need metal for golem parts. And gears. Reinforced fat for storing catalyst, a potent biofuel reagent. I don't know what that is. Oh, that's the catalyst. That's what the maple syrup leads to. Plus the sunflower seeds. There's 3 catalyst. Okay. I see it now. How are you all doing? Are you... We don't have that much water. Oops. What about, like, getting into the river and getting your own water? Also, we could probably use another shower. We could probably use another campfire. So let's stage that out. We have no logs, though. Of course we don't. They're cutting these over here. We need to plant some more of these over here. Like that. And then let's also adjust the cut area over here. Yes, please. We can take this one out as well. There we go. Oh, and this is done too. Let's take that one out. And we'll plant a chestnut tree here. These are 57% of the way done. And then they'll have to do 8 more days to grow the 3 chestnuts. Yeah, that's a bit. That's a bit. You still are harvesting some chestnuts, or have some chestnuts harvested. You need the chestnuts. So go and get them. Oh, you probably need wood, too. No, you have logs. Why you not get chestnuts? I mean, it's nighttime now, so that makes sense. It flooded when the water came back through. There it goes, straightening itself out now. Perfect. And it's flooded again. And it's back again. So maybe a second shower would be good if we had logs. Let's go up to high speed. Get through some of this quickly. We did the math last time on these pumps. 3 per hour times 16 hours of work means 48 water. Times the productivity, 94%, means 40-something water. 2 water per day per adult, I believe, means that we're getting close to needing to actually build a second pump. Maybe one more house. It looks like you're able to catch up, at least for right now. Are you planting these trees? What's the deal? They're still complaining about their water supply issues, though. Maybe we do need to put that other one in to kind of get them caught up, because I kind of let them wane for a bit long. Let's get that one built, although, again, it's behind this, unless I prioritize it. Wouldn't be a bad idea. And let's also prioritize the workplace. No, we only need one prioritized. This one being prioritized slightly is fine. Actually, really, this one should be highest priority, because we definitely want at least one water pump working at all times. And they're just coming to get the water for themselves as soon as it's made, basically. Well, pumped. Whatever. Come and get your water. And this is really the only trees we're harvesting. We could chop down, again, those chestnuts, but I would rather not. We could expand. That might be a good idea. We could also just build some stairs up to here and chop these random burnt or died out logs here. That might be reasonable. All right, this should get a worker, hopefully. No, we don't have any workers available because somebody must have died. Yeah, one Jin died, and we don't have a child grown up yet. We're at 22 people, so we have 2 spots left. The birth rate is probably slowed because of the lack of water. Although I don't remember if that says. Wait, broken teeth. You have a tooth fixer here. Oh, you are fixing your tooth. Okay, well, good. There we go. They're working on this now. Let's look at that aquatic farm next, I think. Go ahead and unlock that. Plenty of points. If we put this in here somewhere. Wait a minute, did this take gears? No, logs and planks. Log. Okay, good. I put these first. I'm going to put these in here first. That might be on me. And I'm going to want to have another water wheel at some point here, too. If only we had more logs. Oh, there's some coming up here now again. Still need another worker, though. Another berth. 23 now. We could put another house up over here. Maybe we'll put 2 up. Like that. It's, of course, going to take more logs, but what are you going to do? And then we could plant some of the other plants down here in the water and see if they're viable. I don't know whether they can be planted in basically a tile deep of water or if they're only able to be planted in like shallow water. But I want to try it out at least. So let's do plant crops. And cattails we found out can be turned into flour, which we don't have the grist mill going yet. So let's do the spatter duck first, just to see. Is there any reason that I shouldn't just plant the whole thing full? No, just do it. They won't plant yet until this is built, of course. 4 more logs there and then 1 here. And we're up to 11 points. Yeah, so they're still working on the potatoes first, as they can, because we have that set to priority. So having more farms might also be good, but having more logs would be really good. Oh, good, there's some up here they can harvest now, too. So that should help a bit. These are each worth 2. Man, 1 log every 6 days, 1 log every 9 days. It's crazy. Can definitely use some larger tree harvest or tree planting areas. So maybe, ooh, we could even come out here. But we could use some larger irrigated maybe tree areas out here, and just kind of fill it up with maple trees or something, and just keep planting like crazy people. Let's do this. We can connect this up. I think I'm gonna go 1 away from the water. That might be a good place to put in things like more showers, which we talked about also putting another one up, and then I didn't. Yeah, we're probably gonna need another one. Let's also stage that out. That's under well-being. And shower there. And then I want to work on a second story. And so for that, I'm going to put up a platform like this, maybe. Just down to there and across there, too. Stairway could go here, and then I need one more platform then. There we go. We'll need to have a path for some of this at least. Actually, let's look at the rooftop terrace. Yeah, let's do 2 of these here too then. And you can't build these above another building. Like, you can't build them here. We can't build them above this teeth grinder. Even though they're short buildings, you can't build above them. You can only build above paths. Alright, they're working on carrots and sunflower seeds now. Wow, we have a lot of baked potatoes, or grilled potatoes. That's good. I like that. Delicious. This got built. Only 1 worker, please. That's fine. We have 1 worker free, actually. Ooh. Huh. What would I want them to do? I would like them to cut some more trees down, but there aren't really that many trees to cut down, so. We could get up here, I suppose. We built a couple of stairs. Yeah, let's try it. So we would need to have a platform here. And then stairs. Do I want this here? Cancel that for a minute. Because I was also noticing the campfires falling into disuse. And this would be a good place to put a campfire because it's largely non-arable land. So maybe we should actually do that here instead. Like that. And then we can have this path going through this way. Maybe some other smaller buildings could go in here or something. Some stuff could go back here. And actually this could be a good place to build the road up. Because we don't have to put a platform in then. Otherwise we could do it here, but I might want more storage or something out here. So let's do it here. Here and there. Path here. Come out this way. Can you... I wonder, I think you'll be able to actually reach somewhat up here once this path is built. We'll see. We'll see. This got done, mostly. Did I not stage out that rooftop terrace? I did not. Let's put that in. And looks like we need 1 more path here. They won't be able to build it yet because I'll have to build these 2 platforms first. But once they have them, then we'll have a rooftop terrace, which would be really nice to have. Alright, we're doing quite well on water now. We probably... Actually, we have 27. So we actually do need to have that. And I do plan on probably stacking the warehouses on top of each other as well. So we'll do that. Ah, this got built too. There's, of course, no wind. Is there? Oh, there it is. There it goes. So now whenever the water wheel is being flaky, the wind might be working, or vice versa. This can output... not there. Power. 200 horsepower, depending on the speed of the wind. So that's really good. Whereas the water wheel only outputs 90 horsepower. Max. But we should still put up another water wheel. Because why not? Put that next to. And these chain together. You can kind of see here the little arrows. And arrows also help you line up the building too. So if we had... Actually, one thing we could have done, we could still have done, is we could swap this one out with a T intersection. And then we could actually tie in... Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. We could actually tie in another water wheel. Here, like this, and have more water wheels going, which is kind of a good idea too. We could do that later. That needs a bunch of logs and it'll be done. We have a bunch of logs now. We had a bunch of logs now. They should be building this now, and they're building it from the platforms. They can also build it from underwater, but they're building it from the platforms because it's a shorter trip. Oh, and we planted the spatter dock, and it's watered and alive. Okay. Perfect. So we're going to need to deal with that too, which was, I think, the grill? I think was the grill. Yeah, so we're going to need another grill now. Perfect. This, okay. Making some progress. Rooftop terrace helped, I guess. Yep. All right. And then, so we'll need another grill to take care of this batter duck, but for right now, I think it's okay. We're coming up on another drought, and I actually also need to cut this episode a little short today. So I think we're going to wrap this up here. Slow the game way down. I think we're going to wrap this up here. We'll let them keep working on this water wheel, and we'll come back in the next episode. We'll build another grill for the spatter duck. We'll build, maybe we'll do the farmhouse thing with the prioritization thing. That might be a good idea. And we'll see what else we need to work on after that. So thank you all for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.